Welcome back. The DMCC is home to the Dubai Exchange, the Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange, the Dubai Pearl Exchange, the Tea Trading Centre, as well as the 75,000 people that work and live in JLT. So is there a single factor driving DMCC's growth? According to the Executive Chairman, what makes DMCC so unique is its confidence and consistency. As we continue our conversation with Ahmed Bin Sulayem. In your opinion, what is the single factor driving DMCC's growth?
The confidence and the consistency. People, I think there was an assumption. I think the papers did some damages, international papers and all that, with their doom and gloom bashing at the, I think 4 years back or so. But the whole world was under a global challenge, and I think people did not see DMCC because of my age. I'm 35 now, so I'm talking about 5 years or so, barely 30. And people did not expect there will be DMCC would be moving fast or anything like that. But mind you, we've sold our towers, 3 towers, and when properties went down, residential and offices, it just made it easier for us to attract more companies. So 2010, over 700 companies, 2011, double that, 2012, 2033 companies, and this year we're going to break that record. So we're moving faster, even though property prices are going up. That's a reflection of the demand. But whatever happened a few years ago, and whatever challenges other developers may face, it does not apply to DMCC. We've proved that time and time again. I believe also that what makes DMCC different is that you have consistency from the announcement till today. Yes, we've learned, we've adapted, but we adapt fast. A lot of our decisions, even though it could be 2 difficult decisions, our mindset is as follows. What would the government of Dubai expect, or what would His Highness expect in this situation? And then things become much simpler and we move forward.
Looking to the master planning of the JLT community, construction is well underway on the 55,000 square metre community park, which is set to be completed at the end of this year. You are also developing the Uthman ibn Affan Mosque, which you recently donated 1 million dirhams towards. How challenging is it to meet the demands of both the businesses that operate out of DMCC and those that call JLT home?
It's 75,000 people that work and live in JLT. And the coming to the park, priority for, people will look at it and feel that I've been tailor-making this whole thing, but that's giving me too much credit. The Kobe Bryant visit is an opportunity that we couldn't pass, and he's visiting Dubai and Abu Dhabi under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Nahyan bin Barak Al Nahyan. DMCC is heavily involved in that as well. His first visit is the Almas Tower, and the park, if you look behind you, the first thing that's finished is the basketball court. There will be a half court also as well there. As far as the greenery, I mean, if you recall, I think it was 2 months back where I personally, with the DMCC management, planted some trees over there. As far as the park is concerned, everything else is more or less, if you look at the grass, it will be rolled into the park. Amphitheater, the construction of it wouldn't be challenging. So there's no challenge in that. Coming to the mosque, the challenge was more or less a chicken and egg situation. Even Awqaf, they don't want to build a mosque in an area where there's no population. And there was, on the Arab media side, they were saying, where's your mosque? Where are plans for the mosque? Where is that? And we responded by saying we have four prayer areas in JLT. And the mosque is a must in any case, and we have a spot for it, and which is M2, which has been announced recently, and we will update the public on the design. People know what it serves and the name and all that, but it's going to progress very well. But the challenge is pretty much you can't please everyone, and at the end of the day, you're going to have to prioritize things. Having the mosque is very important for this community, and from our side, the timing was great.
Now, the community park will be replacing some of the lake areas in JLT. There have been mixed reactions towards this from the wider community. How will this community park improve the living conditions in JLT?
Lake C is completely converged into a multi-use park with an amphitheater, some amenities, and there's a basketball court and a half court. Lake A, just a small part of it. If you look at Lake A and what we've highlighted, it's a small part of it, and one cluster on that end doesn't even have the view of the lake, and it's not even a lake. It looks more like a mini river, and we're utilizing land and a part of Lake A, but you still have a huge winding lake in Lake A, and the other lake we don't have any plans to touch. But what we're building over there is more car parks, some amenities to complement the JLT community with different materials. At the same time, there's the mosque within that area, and the other lake towards the end, where the Emirates Golf Course is. We're not even thinking about touching that. So, you know, some in the media feel.
But there were mixed reactions with this change. What do you say to the residents who invested wanting lakeside views?
Well, let's be realistic. People have moved in here, what, 2006? People have moved in and out maybe 4 times over. Who are these community people? I've responded to them. I think it was Iranian Business that came up with that story. JLT boss says, I hate lakes. They should have continued. I like efficiency more. That's my quote. But, you know, you cut the statement in half. It's not out of context. It's not a statement anymore. In any case, I responded to all the criticism. I invited them all. But turns out that 90% of them don't live in JLT, the people who are criticizing. And the few of them that did were very happy with the answers and the correspondence. About the premium for view, the ones I spoke to are not even around that area. Others were thanking us for the park because they had to go out of JLT and they didn't want to go through traffic. In fact, having more amenities here keeps people here away from getting stuck into traffic or creating traffic themselves. So if anything, this is a big plus for the community, and it's not an idea that we thought about on the whim. We've been talking to developers, we've been talking to, and this is the part that, you know, whether it's lazy journalism or not enough space, I've heard all the excuses, so I don't know what to think of it. Now, coming back to the park and what people may say, you can't make everyone happy, but I'm telling you, the basketball court, people are fighting over it, and the other amenities, I guarantee you they'll be fighting over that as well. And the mosque, I've heard comments where people said, now I'll move to JLT. Now I'm happy to set up my office over there, because it feels awkward to them to sit in a big, you know, in a mini city within Dubai where there's no mosque. It just sends the wrong message. And we're just taking it forward. The mosque is on M2. It's not on Lake A anymore. We highlighted the area. Like I said, we would compromise, or we would utilize, in a better word, we would utilize part of Lake A, which is a small part of it, and part of the land around it. We did. M2 is now where the mosque is going to be, and you know, construction will start very fast. And I'm very bullish about it, so much that I put 1 million dirhams of my own saving as the first donor of it. And I'm meeting other donors who want to talk about also pitching in the mosque. And in the Arab culture and the Muslim culture, it's a big deal to have that. It's part of your bucket list. I don't want to wait till I'm 60. I can't guarantee that I'll reach 60 either. I'd rather tick that off at this age now. You know, it's similar to my personal donation that I gave to the UAE Red Crescent last year of 1 million dirhams as well.
Now, in June, you received the Crow Horwath Award for Government Personality of the Year for your role in the expansion of the global commodities sector and your overall contribution towards the economy of Dubai, just to name a few. What does this accolade mean to you, and how does this further motivate you? What's next for you?
My early years, I always feared those awards, because I always feel that, well, hearing it from people, you know, they feel that that's a target or that's something. For me, I utilize it. I received the UN credential to represent SIBJO for Western Asia as well. I always fear that it would get into my head, and thank God it doesn't. Every time I come to Al Mas Tower, it's almost no different from day one of joining Al Mas Tower. So I like that pressure. And what does that mean, Government Personality of the Year? I mean, we received, I believe I received in 2010 or 2009, the Middle East Investor Award of the Year. And these awards, to me, it has my name, it says DMCC, but in reality, these awards are His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President, Prime Minister of UAE, ruler of Dubai, and the founder of Dubai Multi-Commodity Center. His Highness has been guiding us, pushing us, and if it wasn't for his clear vision, this wouldn't have happened. They used to call me in the early days the lawnmower. Pretty much, you give me the blueprint, I'll go with it, and I'll go and won't stop. And, you know, maybe later on I look back and think, what the hell happened? You know, what was that? That's scary. And maybe at this age, if you bring in DMCC as a concept, and I had this experience, I've delivered these projects or part of this success, I might be afraid to touch it, because 2002 is not what it looks like in 2013. The challenges were much higher. Emirates Airlines did not land in all the continent. The Scandinavian area was just less than a year back. So things were different, and the market was smaller. For me to tell you that I saw this happening, we pushed for it, I'd be lying. We just took it day by day, step by step, and the instructions and guidance, as I said, came from His Highness, and it's pretty much His Highness says, or asks us to jump, and we just ask how high, and we move forward. So this is where we're at this stage.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Executive Chairman of the DMCC, Ahmed Bin Sulayem. Thank you.
More than a pleasure. Thank you.
And as more plans are unveiled, we will continue to follow the progress of the Dubai Multi-Commodities Centre.